Hey friends, Sitaram here again. So today I would like to start with a very simple question. Why do the poor make so many poor decisions? Well, I know it's a very harsh question, but if you take a look at the past data, the poor has been more borrowing more, they save very less, they drink more and eat very less healthy food. Why? Well, basically, is it a personality defect or a lack of character? So let me run through some details that also drives me to visualize a dream. Yes, a dream to eradicate poverty. Some of you may believe that the poor should be held responsible for their own mistakes, and others may argue that we should help them to make better decisions. But don't you think that the underlying assumptions are almost the same? So, what are those assumptions? There is something wrong with the poor. What if we could change them for better? What if we could teach them how to live their lives? So then, do you believe that they would have a better life? Well, I don't think so. I don't think our assumptions are right. So, some time back, there was a fascinating experiment or a study that was done on the sugarcane farmers of India. The fact that these farmers collect about 60% of their annual income all at once, that is, right after the harvest period is done. So, this means that they are relatively poor for one part of the year and they are cash rich on the other part of the year. So what happened next was they had a IQ test done on these farmers. That is, an IQ test was done before the harvest period was done and one after the harvest period was done. So what did they find out? What they subsequently discovered was just mind blowing. The farmers scored much worse on the test which was done before the harvest period. The effects of living in poverty. So we could have discovered this decades ago. I mean, these psychologists did not need any complicated brain scans. They only had to measure the farmer's IQ, and the IQ tests were invented more than 100 years ago. Now, the big question is, of course, what can be done to eradicate poverty? Why don't we just change the context in which the poor live? Just hand out some extra money to the poor to eradicate poverty. Sure, that would be great, is it not? It is an incredibly simple idea. The concept of guaranteed basic income to all. Now, what is it? Well, that's very easy. It's a monthly guaranteed amount enough to take care of the basic needs like food, shelter, and education of one and all. The basic income is not going to be a favor. It has to be a right. So right of guaranteed basic income. So when it comes to the poverty, the rich should stop pretending that they know the best. They should stop sending these old items like shoes, dresses to the poor, and we should simply hand over a part of the salaries to the poor, which they are supposed to help, or whom they are supposed to help. So I really believe that the time has come for new ideas which can eradicate poverty. Basic income is so much more than just another policy. It is also a complete rethink of what actually it is, or what actually the situation is. And in that sense, it will not only free the poor, but also the rest of us. So here's my dream. I believe in a future where the value of your work is not determined by the size of your pay, but by the amount of happiness you spread and the amount of meaning you give to what you do. I believe in a future where the point of education is not to prepare you for another job, but for a life well lived. I believe in a future where an existence without poverty is not a privilege, but a right we all deserve. So here we are. We have got the research, we have got the evidence, and we have got the means as well. So I think we should start looking at a different angle. We all need to change the way we look at the world, because poverty is not a lack of character, but it is lack of cash. So guys, thank you, and hope to see you with some more interesting topic.